Before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look in the description, you will see how I provide the chapters. We've got a lovely batch of skins this week for the November 4 Swipe Rust Store for 2025, the November 6, 2025 Rust Store. The second ever transparent furnace to be accepted. Like 2 weeks ago we saw the Ghost Furnace. That did over 70,000 subscribers. But after I saw that I said, well, I quite literally told everybody, don't you think other skin creators will try and do it? I might have been involved with that one. I'll talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. But a Racecar bed has been accepted. I was anticipating that, but I thought Face Punch might do it with like a very special DLC. But no, Stabby, the skin creator, has gone ahead and done it. And well, it's a perfectly fine looking design. The first ever handmade LMG skin to be accepted in the Rust Store. It's a No Mercy skin. That's number 40 for its collection. That's a huge collection. But with brand new Skinnables, we saw it with beds. The first few skins are expected to sell far too much and might potentially have some issues. So we'll talk more about that in a bit, don't you worry. But also, we've got the return of the storage collections. Small props collection, Sinotype collection. There's a lot of interesting things to see here. So by all means, if you want to skip ahead, just look at the description. It's all chaptered. I provided that to you. You're more than welcome to skip ahead if you want to. Some of these things here probably look very interesting, and you just take a quick look at it right now. So, cool. But both of those storage collections returning, ooh, that might have a nice positive impact, because like just over a week ago, a lot of people might have noticed as we went through Halloween, Sinotype collection, for example, all that really did drop off, didn't it? Yep, prices got real low. But it kind of wasn't surprising. Do you remember when we had the Complete the Sets Rust Store a good couple months back? For just 1 week, we didn't see a Sinotype skin, and people panicked. Prices dropped. But then, the next week, it just returned to normal. We saw the Sinotype clothes box being accepted, and then suddenly the prices went back up again. In this very tweet right here, I did warn people saying, well, don't you think with more Sinotype skins being submitted to the workshop, if that were to be accepted, don't you think the Sinotype collection might recover? Well, that's going to be a talking point today, because yes, that is number 14. 14 Sinotype skins have been accepted in total, and we do have number 15 on the workshop as well. What could happen? Oh, we're going to talk about that, talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. So, okay, cool. Lots of interesting skins, quite a lot to talk about. Shall we actually sit here and talk about what happened today? We have had the November 4 swipe, and of course, we had the Pivot or Die update. Lots of like interesting changes in terms of like progression and the blueprints and whatnot, so that's cool. Some interesting like quality of life changes, but unfortunately, no naval update. I'm sure you already knew that it wasn't happening this month, it's happening next month. And with how everything is aligning for December, I've got to say, lots of people wanted to turn up for the beginning of December when we had the naval update with all the brand new content and the boats and whatnot. I think a lot of people are going to be very curious and very eager to see it all for themselves. And then, at the end of the month, in December, a lot of people around the world, well, they'll be out of school, out of college, out of education. People won't be working as much. At the end of December, you're going to see a lot more people playing Rust. It's happened many times in the past. You can see it right here. Compare December time with November, October, even summertime. I honestly think we're going to see a lot of people turning up for December 2025, and then, well, for January 2026, January 4 swipe, I honestly think we have a fairly decent chance of beating the all-time peak player count. I think it could happen. And with lots of people turning up to play Rust, we'll see a lot of prices for skins rising up ever so nicely. So, yeah. If you've got those lovely investments, prepare yourselves. Lovely, delicious profit might be on the horizon. So back over to here, mini fridge has been added. A brand new RPG DLC has been added. Quite literally, I did talk about that last night with my Abnormals video. We talked about whether it's going to be something that was going to be like the Dragon rocket launcher, the Lunar skin. You might recall that we saw like 2 years ago and it's been brought back this year. You get the idea. It's not, it's a general item. It's something like a building skin. You have to buy it and then it's stuck to your account forever. You can't sell it or anything. So, all right, cool, understood. So there it is. We'll be showcasing that in a bit, don't you worry. But then, of course, as we scroll down, you'll see here that they've basically announced the kick drops. Whilst it's already been done on Twitter, they've actually announced it in the blog post here. So, cool. Just to remind all of you, kick drops are going to be released between the 13th of November to the 23rd of November. We could see all the 4 drops. I've already showcased that HAZMAT. A lot of people are super eager for that. Just spend 8 hours of your time watching someone stream Rust on Kick, and all of that can be yours. But just remember, watch someone streaming Rust on Kick that isn't one of these streamers here, okay? Just make sure of that. And don't forget, a big event is taking place, the Rust Kickoff. A competitive event taking place between the 13th of November to the 16th of November, cash prizes and whatnot. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. You can watch the people in those teams. That's not one of the captains here. So, all right, cool. Nearly all of the streamer skins have appeared. We're still waiting for 4 more. Technically speaking, you could probably go find them right now. They're kind of leaked. But yes, lots of very interesting drops on the horizon, but not on Twitch. You can't watch these people on Twitch to get the drops. You have to watch them on Kick. So make sure you go get yourself a brand new Kick account set up. Then go to kick.facepunch.com. That's the website right here. Go to connect account. Make sure you connect your Kick account with your Steam account, okay? Make sure you get that done sooner rather than later. Because if you leave it to the last second, loads of other people likely will do that as well. And if far too many people trying to engage this, the website will crash. You know how it is. So prepare yourselves. Make sure you're fully prepared beforehand. Get your Kick account connected to the Steam account that you'll get all the drops on, and you should be good, okay? So, right. Yeah, just food for thought. So, okay, cool. Right then, so not exactly the most insane month, perhaps, or is it? Some interesting things on the horizon, but will the peak, will the play count actually rise up? For today, 174,000, pretty good, but not insane, but not too bad. I reckon tomorrow or the day after we'll probably reach about 180,000. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But yeah, we are starting to see improvement. September did have quite a big slump, but with November, I think it'll match up or do slightly better compared to October. And December, as I said, I think it's going to match up to what we saw with last year. So yeah, looking forward to it. Right then, so the Rust Store. Only 10 skins were accepted. In the past 2 weeks, because of course, don't forget we had Halloween in the way, we had 200 skins in total being accepted, but not a single early pick was accepted. It was all skins that are submitted the past weekend, before Halloween as well. So, all right, fair enough. So, out of all these skins, which one of them happened to be abnormal? Well, all of them are, except the T-Box, which is kind of annoying. I was really wanting to chase after that, but that is the only skin this week that is not abnormal. All right, we'll have to talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. But yeah, 9 skins in total with, that are abnormal. So next week, next Wednesday, we'll be chasing after them, and we'll be figuring out prices for all of them and whatnot. So, cool. Let's now go ahead, look at the current batch of skins. Let's just have a little discussion. So this roster rotated about, 6 to 7 hours ago. No Mercy Handmade LMG. It's already got 10,000 subscribers. I feel very confident that with, the first 24 hours of sales, they'll very likely have over 20,000. By the end of the 7-day tenure of this roster, it's going to eclipse 40,000 subscribers. That is my solid guess. Again, we'll see how it goes. But again, with it being the only handmade LMG skin, people are going to jump onto it. But do not forget, we're very likely to see more and more and more over the course of the next several weeks. So, okay, cool. Same thing can be said with the L96. It's a very nice looking design, and you'll see that for yourself in a bit. But there will be more L96 skins. You've seen how it's been with the recent, focused items of the month, literally just the past month. Minor hats, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Initially, the first 2 sold an immense amount, but then more appeared, and then the prices did kind of suffer. So if I could just quickly switch back over to here, you'll see for yourself, looking at the recent minor hats, whilst that one's doing okay at the moment, look at it again in a week's time, but just look and see how they currently hold. Oh, well, no. Down 53%, down 44%, down 14%, down 33%. I'm sorry to say, but this type of behaviour has been happening quite a lot with every month, with every brand new focused item of the month. That L96, I kind of worry for it. At $3, yeah, ooh. But yeah, where's the clothing and the armour? I guess Face Punch would probably be well, for Halloween you got quite a lot. Thanks, Face Punch. But yes, 2 bed skins were accepted in the same Rust Store yet again. Just to point this out, with the handmade LMGs, with them being the brand new Skinnable of the month, I'd just like to point out, last week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 individual brand new designs submitted. This past weekend, only 2. So I'm not sure if it's really hard for skin creators to make skins for handmade LMGs, but only 12 submissions had happened. Next week I do expect more, this upcoming weekend. But yeah, bit odd, because when you look at the beds, there's tons of beds. This past weekend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 beds, 11. And the week before that, even more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a lot. You've got about 20 beds and only 12 handmade LMGs. Beds are only getting worse, unfortunately, because far too many of them are being accepted. I do worry about the brand new beds as well, because again, there will be more accepted. And of course, Twitch drops on the horizon. Same does apply to, you know, the handmade LMG. If you want it for yourself, if you've looked at it and you thought, wow, this is amazing, I need it, that's fine. That's a treat for yourself. All the skins here, they're a treat for yourself. But if you're looking at them as investments, with pretty much every single one of them, except one being abnormal, the smartest way to approach it 100% is to do the abnormal barders first, okay? I'm being very serious here, okay? So, again, if you just want to buy one for yourself, that's fine. That's different. That's for you. It's a treat for yourself. So, yeah, enjoy the skin if you want to. Support those skin creators. Keep them nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. So, okay, fair enough. Shall now go ahead, look at all these skins, talk about them more individually, and question whether they might, you know, be very nice investments or not, and just get a nice little showcase of them. So, No Mercy Handmade LMG. We've already talked about the potential problems. We know that there's going to be a very good chance we'll see another one being accepted next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and, you know, in the further future. For Christmas, do not be surprised if we see quite a lot of handmade LMG skins being submitted for that. Just saying. But then again, beds as well. But you, 10,000 subscribers already. We're pushing up to the 7th hour since the Rustle rotated. I think it's going to sell quite a lot. Now, some of you might also sit there and say, but the No Mercy collection's huge. This is the 40th skin to be accepted. Surely it could hold up quite nicely. Well, you might notice right now, not every single skin is doing perfectly. It's quite notable, isn't it? Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Yes. Just because there's a lot of skins being accepted doesn't mean it's, like, guaranteed to be okay. There are still potential problems. I mean, look at the No Mercy bed. Oh, that only did 22,500 subscribers. But it really does kind of set the tone. With the first few brand new skins for the brand new Skinnable, they very likely will have issues. And with that being literally the very first handmade LMG, yeah, you should be a little bit concerned. That may very well reach over 40,000 subscribers by its 7-day tenure in the Rustor. And with the next Rustor, you'll see another one. And now it's no longer so special. And if we do see another one with a transparent aim sight, and let me remind you, there was a lot of them, unfortunately, that might get, like, pushed aside. We don't care about you anymore. We want that one. There was a lot of them with transparent aim sights. I can't help but assume we will see at least one of them being accepted, okay? So, cool. For you, at the very least, we can hop in game, give you a good look. You can offer your opinions if you so wish. And again, if you want it for yourself, you can just go buy it. Not every single thing has to be an investment. But I am a little bit concerned about that. And by a little, I mean a lot. Right, come on in. Let's hop in game, give it a good look. You can tell me if you like it. What a lovely area we're in. So let's get up nice and close and observe the brand new, first ever handmade LMG skin to be accepted. So, first opinions please, feel free to write down. What do you think? I think it looks nice. You got the cool No Mercy emblem on the top there. Nice and shiny, oh yes indeed. Oh, my hand just disappeared there. But yeah, what do you reckon? If I could just hold it in my hands as well, so let's go ahead and do that. Just want to showcase to you, this is a standard aim sight. So it's not got any transparency, anything. I'm not sure if that's going to be a massive concern. But yep, look at that. Looking pretty sweet. And now, let's just shoot. There you go. Give a nice little reload as well. Not too bad, no concern. So yeah, the first ever handmade LMG skin to be accepted. I know some people are sitting there like, where's the SKS skins? Well, I'm pretty sure handmade LMG was requested more than that. But do not be surprised. Next year, January, February, March, we don't know what the next Skinnables are for them. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing the SKS being a brand new Skinnable at some point fairly soon, okay? Now, if I could just quickly look over to here. Ooh, Nightlight is looking very good for this. Now, if I could just go like more over here, so not super close to any lights or anything, can confirm the Nightlight on this is very, very, very good. Look at that. So what do you reckon? You probably still use a hollow sight. Understandable. Right, let's run back over to here. Let's go ahead. Showcase it on stage. Get a quick little look at that. Look nice and shiny. Hold it in my hands. So yeah, are you impressed? Feel free to comment below. But once again, I will remind you, we are expecting a lot more of these to potentially being accepted, okay? But if this is the one for you right now, yeah, go for it. Enjoy it. But in terms of investing, wait it out. Abnormal barders first, 100%, okay? So, looking pretty sweet. A wonderful job done by Bad Trip and Hulk. And I wonder what the next No Mercy skin will be accepted. It'll probably be tactical gloves. Yeah, probably be tactical gloves. Okay, cool. So, again, offer your opinions. Looking very, very nice. But there will be more, so cool. Let's now go ahead and showcase the next skin. And what do we have here? I warned everybody. I did say, what happens if we do see another one? It might not be like an immediate sort of like spike 'em on, spike 'em price, but from here and now, seeing more of these Sinotype skins being produced and accepted, as we get closer and closer to January time, I think a lot of people will be jumping onto these. Again, it's not like you could just go on like a server and say, hey, give me all the neon storages, I need them. No. Not allowed to have skin box anymore, are you? So a lot of people probably looked at these skins and thought, yep, that'll do, that's fine with me. So, honestly, offer your opinions. Are you impressed with the design for the wood box? Collect, woo. It doesn't really look like a D, does it? So, woo! Anyway, looks fine to me. Is the colour scheme distinct enough compared to the other ones? It has yellow and green. Again, the wood's pretty obvious. You can see the picture there. So, okay, cool. Nighttime look, please. There you go. With the light right next to it, it does reflect quite nicely. So, total darkness, please, if we may. Not too bad. So we've seen this with all the other Sinotype skins. They stand out very nicely at night time. It's a bit debatable whether people like the writing and the pictures, but I think this is fairly straightforward. I think a lot of people can tell what that is. So, all right, cool. But what to expect from here and now? Stone is on the workshop. Skin Creator has commented that he's interested in doing electrical. So, okay, cool. A lot of people have asked for a drop box. But if we do go all the way up to 18 and maybe beyond, we ask you right now, what Sinotype skin would you like to see being made next? Something completely unique? Something that's already been done? Car parts, for example. Is that something you need, you crave? What would you prioritise next? Offer your ideas, the Skin Creator might see, and we'll see what happens next, right? Perfectly fine looking Sinotype skin. Has it had an impact and caused all the other skins to get, spike 'em on, spike 'em price? Well, let's quickly hop out of here and find out. So, Sinotype, we have a return. 14 skins in total. I can't really tell if there's that much of a difference. I mean, you could go back to the tweet, so we'll go back over to here. Right, look at that. That's from SCMM. And then look back over to here. Do we notice that much of a difference? Is this actually doing a good job, keeping its prices up to date? Sinotype ammo, $2.31. Let's go ahead and look at you. So over to here on the Steam market, what do we see? $2.31. Okay. Are you improving? Scroll. Well, does it look like you're going down anymore? In fact, it really doesn't look like you're going down anymore. It looks like you want to start going up. So have we now reached the lowest point for the Sinotype skins? Now that we have seen the return, and now we expect to see another one being accepted, what do you reckon? Just to quickly confirm, yes, Stone is currently on the workshop. Things do look like they're improving. So, yeah, honestly, I think we might start seeing a nice rebound starting to happen now. People are aware that it is continuing. We just don't know where it's going to end. That's the only concern. But with the progress it has had, I think it'll be doing quite right in the future. I think people will be appreciating it. The other storage collection that we're kind of worried about, like, will we see another one? What's the small props collection? It's a small box collection. So, I don't think we need to be concerned about that. Will this rise quite nicely as we go through January time? That is the expectation. That is the hope. I do believe it will be happening. I am invested into this. I picked up a lot of skins with buy holders. Yes, with the prices dropping off, it has happened. So, yeah. But long term, in the future, I can see it being appreciated. Until we probably see another storage collection, I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But again, we have the small props collection. It's a small box collection. It's not really conflicting. So, cool. No worries, no complaints. Looking pretty good. Right then, so we'll put you aside then, and let's talk about the next skin to discuss. The UFO Abduction Furnace. You might notice this was actually submitted like a year ago, and then about 2 months ago it was submitted, but not as a transparent design. When I first saw the Ghost Furnace, I was like, wow, that's a really cool idea. But I kept talking about, well, could we see some other ideas, some other designs being made? I looked at it and I thought, cool. What would make sense to have a transparent design for a furnace? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I remembered one. I remembered the UFO Abduction Furnace. So much so that I actually went to the actual page. So this is from August 10, just to remind you. There you are. Look, as you can see, this is the non-transparent design. I thought it looked really cool. I saw this last year when it was originally submitted. I thought it was really cool. I thought it would be accepted. Didn't happen. when I saw it, you know, being resubmitted again, I thought, oh, well, that's nice. Surely now, no. But after seeing the Ghost Furnace, I went to Zinc and I said, you know what? Considering we just saw the transparent Ghost Furnace being accepted, would you consider a transparent version of this? Good idea, thanks. Ta-da! It happened. So, okay, there you go. We now have the second ever transparent furnace. Where's my cat? Anyway, in regards to this, what happens now with the Ghost Furnace? It was very cool. It was very unique, but it's not anymore because we now have the UFO abduction design. Uh-oh, I've just noticed the price going down. Uh-oh. How many sales today? Ooh, okay. For a fairly long time, I was under the impression that this was getting pumped, but I think there's still genuine demand for it. But now that we have a second option, yeah, that might be a bit of a concern now. You were cool. I will respect that. Sorry about that. But after getting 70,000 plus subscribers, you just can't help but assume there will be problems. And now another option has appeared. Will you maintain the interest? Will people still love you? Will people now look ahead and instead look at the ever so cool, nice green design that's the UFO abduction furnace? I think this actually might be working out quite all right. Now, in terms of how many sales is it going to have by the end of the, you know, its 7-day tenure in the Rust store? That's a good shout. I don't actually know. I definitely do not think it's going to sell as much as the Ghost Furnace. This time, as of this time, when we saw the October 23 Rust store, about 7 hours in, that Ghost Furnace already had like 15,000 subscribers. So maybe that might go only about halfway. Maybe that might still reach up to about 30,000 subscribers. Of course, with the Sinotype wood, I am expecting that to reach up to at least 30,000 subscribers. UFO Abduction Furnace, you might be catching up. But the Ghost Furnace was appreciated for a fairly solid 2 weeks. Is it still going to maintain this, or is it now going to drop off? That is the question. So, by all means, offer your opinions. You've already seen what that looks like. You probably have already seen the UFO Abduction Furnace because I showcased it in a short video, but we're going to showcase it right now. I asked you, between the two of them, which one do you prefer? And do you think there's still could we still see plenty more ideas for a transparent furnace? What would you consider? What do you have an idea of? Because the skin creators might be watching and they might consider your idea. They considered mine, just saying. Anyway, cool. Let's now go ahead, take a look at this furnace and see if you like it or not. And here we are. I remember quite a long time ago, someone always said, if you're going to showcase furnaces, can you at least put one to the side of it, not turned on? Well, good consideration. I make an effort to always do that from here and now. So, there's the transparency. And there's the transparency when it's turned on. Now, it's not super clear how it looks. So, of course, why don't we go ahead and showcase how it looks at night time? So, with the lights off, do you notice, like, the cool green gradient? That stands out very, very nicely. So yeah, this was like a perfect idea for like a transparent furnace. But could we still see more? That is the question. I just love how the flying saucer's on top. That's just perfect. So you got a little HAZMAT guy there. All the weapons. Imagine for like a Halloween event, they actually introduced like aliens and you could get abducted. You got like run away from them. No, that would be cool. It'd be like the helicopter that roams around, but instead it's a flying saucer. They'll chase after you. I mean, we are going to see cows in the future, aren't we? Everything's lining up perfectly. Alright, anyway. So you do look nice. You do look very, very cool. But YouTube and anyone else, even the chat right here, what are your opinions? Do you like what you see? If that reaches 30,000 subscribers, will people still always like appreciate it? Will the price actually manage to stay up? $3 a piece. $3 a piece. Now, of course, let's just get a quick look at you at night time. So the one to the side here, yeah, it's just pitch black. But of course, you might notice I don't have the lights on, and so that. So with the lights on, you do reflect quite nicely. Yes, indeed, you do. You do look quite pretty. Oh yeah, that's nice. So all right then, no complaints here. But you, 30,000 subscribers is still quite a lot. I am still somewhat concerned, but very cool design. A very nice green design. Let me remind you, with most furnace designs, they tend to have like an orange or red interior, like yellow as well. A lot of those furnaces, they don't really tend to work out very nicely. But the ones that are different colour, the ones that are like very distinct compared to all the other ones, oh, they tend to work out very, very nicely. So do you reckon this is one of them? And also, you might notice I'm just dancing over here. Like, let me just quickly take control I just wanted to show you how it looks when you're in first person. So yeah, you do notice it. It does look cool. And of course nighttime look as well. With the lights on, you still notice the green gradient. It does look nice. Over to here, obviously this isn't turned on, but you can still see it. And then the total darkness, there you go. Super noticeable. A very, very cool idea. So props to, well, me. No, but props to Sync. He basically built up the whole idea. I just realised it would look cool if it had some transparency. So good job, well done. And now, after showcasing that, offer your own opinions. And now let's move on and showcase the next skin. Ah yes, the Abyss L96. Coincidentally, the Abyss Furnace looks really good and is held up its value very nicely. The Abyss L96 is a very nice, exquisite looking design. The ferocious creature with the eyes, oh my, very sinister, very scary, with all the sharp teeth as well. A nice purple design. I'm sure a lot of people will be appreciating this. But there is the concern of plenty more L96 skins to come, alright? So whilst this might be appreciated for now, and again at $3, unfortunately, with many more options about to appear, I just can't help but assume we're going to have some issues. It very likely will be dropping off. Then there's the other issue of L96s in general. What do you mean? You might have noticed not many of them are actually up in value. In fact, pretty much every single one of them is down pretty bad. So now I ask you, how often do you even use an L96? Now all the people who gladly roof camp are going to stand up and say, oh, I love it. It's exquisite. But no, seriously. I do question the usage because the prices really aren't that good. Again, maybe I'm just overthinking things, but you'll see it for yourself in a second. Get a little look at that little mouth there. That's looking pretty sweet. Cute little design. Quick look at night time as well. Does it stand out? Because a lot of people probably saw it and thought, oh, did the eyes glow or anything? No. No glow. No nightlight either. You can vaguely see the eyes there, but no nightlight whatsoever. So, yeah, right, fair enough. But over here. Oh, actually, I didn't reload it. Right, reload. Give that a nice little look. Looking pretty sweet. And what I also need to do is put a scope on it. That's what I should do. Okay, get a good look at that. Very, very nice. But again, what's your opinion? Feel free to comment below. Zoom in, spy on the neighbours. What are they up to? Someone I don't like. Comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Give a nice little reload again. Looking pretty sweet. Let's hop on stage. Night time. Showcase it against the lights. It is somewhat reflective. Not like insanely, but it does look pretty sweet. So, okay, fair enough. Strike a pose. Look pretty. And let's get up nice and close. Where do you think it's going to end up at after about a month? I've got to sit here and say, I don't normally trust L96s. I do expect them to drop off. Typically when, it's good times, they do rise up quite nicely, but they rarely ever go in the positive. That's the concern. If this was just a random acceptance and it wasn't the focused item of the month, I still think this would go below trust or price. So with more expected on the horizon throughout this month, I just can't help but assume it's going to drop off. I'm sorry to say. It's a cool looking design. Abyss skins tend to do quite nicely, and perhaps this still very likely will do so. But maybe in the future, when we don't have one skin accepted after another, after another, after another, after another. So for now, I think you would be better off with Wilder. But if you like it and you want it right now, by all means, go ahead. Support the skin creators. Keep them nice and motivated. Keep all about nice creative designs in the future. I think it will eventually rise up quite nicely. But short term, I do expect it to drop off. So, okay, fair enough. Let's now hop out of here. Let me showcase to you how L96 skins have behaved somewhat recently over the past few years. Okay. Abyss L96. There are concerns. In the past, the Abyss collection has held up quite nicely. But L96 skins? No. Let's just go ahead and showcase this to you. So I'm going to choose my words wisely here. We know there will be more skins accepted in future rustors over the course of this month. You might see Twitch drops, perhaps, being given away for free. We'll see. Anyway, down by a third, down by a third, down by a third, down by 43%, down by a third, down by 7. Oh no. Oh no. They're all down in price except one. Only the Blackout L96 is actually doing good. Does that kind of get the point across? There's a reason why I asked you earlier, do you actually appreciate the L96 enough? Do you actually, use it enough? Again, it might be more of a case of accessibility. Yeah. But with the with the knowledge that we know we're going to see more based on how we've seen previous focused items of the month behave, there will be problems. It is expected to drop off. But with the Abyss collection, as I said, I mean, it's doing a pretty good job retaining most of its value. When times are good, most of these skins actually go up into the positive. Right now, obviously, you know, it's November time, we're still in the autumn fall seasonal dip. We are starting to see signs of improvement, but I don't think there's you know, we're going to see that much to salvage this, I'm sorry to say. Like, if we could just quickly switch over to here, maybe it might be a little bit more clearer. Yep, that is all in order of what's been accepted somewhat recently. As you'll see, the M39, the Thompson, the LR, the SAR, they're not doing as good compared to the AK. Thompson's not too bad, it's only down by 7%, but you know, the point still is there. We know the M39 isn't used enough, so yeah, price down. The LR300 is not appreciated enough, it's just not liked. So, yeah, down in price. SAR, there's just far too many skins available, so yeah, that's struggling. Thompson though, not too bad. AK, only one of the few AK-47s that have come out somewhat recently in the past few years that's actually in the positive. I think the L96 could work out quite alright. I am still concerned though, how much is it going to sell by the end of its 7-day tenure in the Rust store? I mean, I've been questioning maybe it's going to reach up to like 20,000 subscribers. Again, very, very rough estimate, but wouldn't surprise me. So, yeah. Very likely, you know, it's going to drop off. Sorry to say. So, if you bought one because you liked it, by all means, stick with it. Appreciate it. Keep that skin creator nice and motivated. Keep wanting to put out nice creator designs in the future. It looks nice. I'm not surprised if people want it, but there will be more on the horizon, and it very likely will drop off. So, what you do with that information is up to you. Who knows what's going to be accepted next? But I can confirm we did see quite a lot of L96s. I did kind of show that earlier when I showed off the HMLMGs. I'm sure you saw that for yourself. Let's go showcase that again. So, do you notice all the L96s here? Fractal, Steel Reaper, Cold Alloy, Ink Dragon, Retro Blast. Oh, there you go, Abyss. And then this past weekend, what do we see? Mutagen, Timberfang, Biomechanical, Worn, Popstar, and Black Diamond. Honestly, do not be surprised if you see another collection continuation. I'm just saying. So, yeah, not feeling very confident, sorry to say, but it's just a complication of two issues. Focused item of the month, and it's an L96. Yeah. Well, we'll move on from that. Let's now talk about the small tea box. The newest addition for the small props collection, as you can see right here. Now, unfortunately, they did suffer somewhat recently. Cards box was the most recent one to be accepted. Not down too bad, only down by 10%. And I just want to kind of get this point across here. Do you notice how we only have 3 listings and it's back up to its Rust store price? Only 3. Only 58 listings in total, looking very thin. Honestly, if there is a possibility that we actually see like an actual full-fledged collection of small boxes, I'm talking maybe 15 to 18, could you actually see these becoming a well-established and appreciated collection? Because you've got to remember, the advantages with small boxes is that you can stick it in certain spots and obviously put it on your wall with shelves. Can't you, like, assume that maybe might be appreciated in the future? I know they don't glow in the dark, but, you know, if they're on your walls and whatnot, surely it's super easy to notice. Anyway, with the designs we've seen so far, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess you could say T is unique. Not really. I'll explain this. We have seen T skins being submitted in the past and accepted. When T was first introduced, well, you might recall, yeah, tea bag, vending machine, knife, and this box here. This is a large box. That is selling for about $4. Like 2 listings, it's back up to $5. When I first discussed and looked at the tea box like 2 weeks ago, the small box, I did mention this. I was going to sit there and say, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do want to have their very own tea boxes, but that's just a little bit too pricey. But this over here, a very welcoming $1.49 price. I think you will be appreciated. You can stick that just above your, your tables where you have all your food and whatnot. Like, that's easy to just like put away or keep close to where you want to put all your food and your tea and whatnot, your berries. You get the idea. So that right there, honestly, I think people will be appreciating it. But based on what we saw, like with all the previous skins, oh, sorry. Well, actually, no, you can look at all the small boxes as well. Just to point out, only some of these are actually doing okay. Quite a lot of them not very okay. Last year, though, you might notice the neon storages, the supplementary set. Only 2 of them actually in the positive right now. You're not doing very well. You're not doing very well. You're not doing very well. Oh. But they did sell absurd numbers as well, so don't be surprised. What's your opinions on the progression of the collection? Are you impressed? Or do you not really care that much? the next question to ask you, what would you like to see being made next? We have seen a storage being submitted this past weekend, that being an ammo box. But what would you, the viewer, what would you like to see being made next? A drop box? An electrical box? What's your opinions? What do you want to see? Car parts? Are we actually going to see boat parts? That's still a question, isn't it? Weapon attachments. You know what? We haven't seen our weapon attachments box. That's not too bad of an idea. Mr. McGwamp, consider it. So there's still plenty more ideas that can be made. How far will it go? We just have to wait and see, unfortunately. And then, well, let's go in game then. Let's go ahead and give it a good look. Will people appreciate this at $1.49, especially when that's like $4 or? I'm sure T-Guy Tom's probably very happy with this. Suddenly, life has new meaning to me. Ooh, got a little stain there. Someone's left their mug on top of that. That's pretty cute. That's a lovely little addition. So, yeah. The tea box is right here in front of us. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. Honestly, this is a very nice looking design. I've noticed we've got like the little symbols for the buffs on each side there. That's looking pretty cool. A lovely new addition. You might notice with all the small prop skins, they're all a different colour scheme, so they do stand out nicely compared to each other. Just to remind you, it doesn't glow. With the lights on nearby at night time, it is somewhat reflective, but not like super noticeable and whatnot. You can see the tea pretty easily, but again, you know, total darkness, yeah, no glow. No glow. But the only other counterpart to this, the thing that we can compare to, is the large box. That's selling for about $4 at the moment. What do you reckon? I think it actually might be working out quite alright. And with the ammo box on the workshop already, I mean, with plenty more potential ideas to go, I'm sure it could keep going on. What do you want to see being made next with the small props collection? And do you appreciate this design? Because at $1.49, I think it actually might be working out quite alright. I think I actually might want to jump onto this. It can store your teas, your berries, your seeds. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people will be wanting this. You could just store it ever so nicely to the side, on the wall, out of harm's way. Like, it seems perfect. But am I, like, overthinking? Offer your own opinions, and we'll see what happens next. But, honestly, what would you like to see being made next with this small props collection? Offer your ideas. The skin creator does read them. So the small tea box. It's the only skin this week that's not abnormal. Perhaps that might be a bit of a concern. But this AK-47 right here, ooh, that's far from normal. Well, it's also abnormal. The point I'm trying to get across is, yes, this is one of the 9 skins that's abnormal. And I am starting to question it because I do think it looks like a very nice design. Like, how often do we actually see like a blue AK-47? Not that many, I guess you could say. But yes, look at the sheen on the gemstone. That's looking pretty sweet. A very nice reflective design. Do you like it? Feel free to comment below. Now, if I could hold it in my hands, just want to point out standard aim sight. It's red, it's good for all environments, but standard aim sight. Now, if I could just run over to here, because I have seen this already. Nighttime look, please. It doesn't have good night light. Yeah, I can't see that. You'd think it probably would, but no. No glow, no good night light. Yeah, might be a bit problematic, so yeah, okay, fair enough. So let's run back over to here. Turn lights back on, please. Well, you know, the sun. Just real quickly shoot this. Do a nice little reload. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you like this design? Do you think it looks pretty sweet? Look at the reflection there. That looks nice. But is it $2.49 nice? What does that mean? Do you actually reckon this is going to retain its value? The other full weapon skins haven't exactly been doing super great. I am a bit concerned. But with what I see here, I'm certainly not complaining. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does sell quite nicely. Quite reflective indeed. Ooh. So I'll strike a pose. I'm just saying, when we look at like most AK-47s, they tend to be pretty dull. Not to sound mean, but they do look fairly straightforward. But this, as I get closer and closer, look at the sheen, look at the shine, look at the gemstone. Am I being a little bit too silly here? Or do you think that actually looks very, very nice? Opinions, please. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Right then. Gotta keep an eye on it. it's abnormal, so that is useful, that's helpful. But I'm still not sure. The other weapon skins, they did look like very nice as well. But I'm just not fully confident, I'm afraid. But at the very least, it's abnormal, so we can do those early buy orders and we can see afterwards. But do you consider this a pretty cool, unique skin that you'd like to appreciate? So the full AK-47. First of all, the previous weapon skins, ooh, down 61, down 68. That's a bit concerning. Yep. Yeah. Do you honestly think this is going to probably end up like these? Well, by default, it wouldn't surprise me, but again, it did look cool. But again, these also look cool. But unfortunately, they have suffered and they have crashed. They have burned. So, yeah. If I were to compare it to like all the other AK-47s that came out this year, like, how many other blue ones did we see? Well, we had the Emery AK. What else we got? What else we got? Maybe you could mention like Deep Ruby. And I have to mention Deep Ruby AK-47. That came out at the very beginning of this year. Sold at $3.49. 30,000 subscribers almost. Went all the way down. It went down to less than half its price. But as time has gone on, it's slowly getting closer and closer and closer back up to its Rustler price. That is slowly being appreciated. That's got a very, very wacky design. So again, it's like full gemstone. If I could just quickly like grab this was the workshop page, just click you and then workshop. Yeah, just a quick reminder. People slowly started to appreciate that. It slowly got like more and more appreciation, but it did sell a lot as well. I don't expect the full AK-47 to sell that much. It is like what, the 5th lowest selling skin? It's like smack dab in the middle basically. At best, you're probably going to reach up to like 15,000 subscribers. Again, very rough estimate. But I mean, again, what was your actual opinion based on what you just saw there? I was kind of impressed. I kind of want to see like some deplorable skins with that design. I think a lot of people greatly appreciate that. Perhaps more better than the weapons. So that's up to the skin creator. So go to the workshop. Keep an eye out for what Mr. Isaac and Oasis are currently working on, because I'm pretty sure you might be seeing a lot more of that. Right, so let's quickly hop out of here and talk about both the bed skins. There was a lot of bed skins submitted. Yeah, a lot. There were some concerns about the Racecar bed. Now, why have they got to do this to him? Stabby did a pretty good job with that. Why have they called it a dumb Racecar bed? That's not my... That's mean. But I was kind of contemplating the possibility that maybe Face Punch would probably do, like, they'll probably want to do their very own Racecar bed at some point, but like a brand new mesh and whatnot. So, is Hedge actually going to go here and look up Racecar beds? Yeah, damn right I am. So over to here, yep, I wanted to see something more in the mold of this. So if I could just quickly drag this over, look at that, you know, like a full size proper car shape and whatnot. You can't do that with the bed mesh. Skin creators cannot add mesh or anything. They can only like change the texture. But Face Punch can. Face Punch are the ones that made the, you know, the brand new kick HAZMAT, for example. Face Punch have just made a brand new RPG rocket launcher. They can change mesh. They can do whatever they want. But skin creators cannot. I honestly think Stabby did a very good job. Like, I can't complain with what we got here. Looks nice, but I did kind of want like the actual car-shaped bed. We'll see what happens in the future. Face Punch, if you're listening, honestly, a lot of people probably would like offer $5 for something like that. But it has to, you know, it has to be different coloured cars and all that. Just saying. Anyway, for now, we have the dumb race car bed. What they got to hurt him like that? Anyway, dumb race car bed and Cyberbed, and they're kind of selling somewhat similar. Not like ridiculously similar, but like they're also not selling that much. About, you know, a solid 7 hours in now, 7 to 8 hours. Only 4,500, only 3,500 subscribers. Again, if you were to just quickly point out how many bed skins have we seen over the past month, quite a lot. And of course, maybe another Twitch drop on the horizon. Actually, that's actually been announced. I can talk about that. Anyway, so with what we see here, Tombstone bed is looking like it's pretty okay at the moment, but give it time. This as well. These have only just become marketable. Look at them again in about a week's time and a month's time. Do not be surprised if they drop off, okay? They are expected to drop off. Like pretty much all of these, we are going to see more beds. But if we start seeing sales like this, where it really does slow down, I think we're going to start seeing these actually having a decent chance of actually staying up in price. Dumb race car bed, I've got to be honest with you, I think you probably will be appreciated as time goes on. Now, if you end up with only like 15,000 subscribers, okay, that's pretty reasonable. That's not like a ridiculous amount. There will be only so many to go around to a point. Again, How many new people jumping in and playing Rust for the first time ever? Maybe you might see quite a lot of them around, like, you know, winter sale later this year, or rather in a month's time. We'll see, but not really sure. We're gonna have to wait till Wednesday, of course, for both of them. But I will sit here and say, I do believe a lot more people will be more interested in the Racecar bed compared to the Cyberbed. I don't hate the design, but I do know not too many people care about the Cyber collection. You may recall we had the Cyber jacket somewhat recently. Yeah, it's already lost more than half of its value. Remember, this was picked over the Island Assault jacket. Look at it now. But yeah, the majority of the skins aren't doing super great. I'm just being straightforward with you. I know it's not as in demand compared to most collections. I will not be surprised if the difference between, you know, the difference of sales between these two will start to grow, because I do believe people will start jumping on that a whole lot more. Like over the weekend, when people have actual time off and whatnot, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot more sales for this. So as time goes on, I think you have a good chance. I kind of still worry for you. But still, all metallic, perhaps people might appreciate that with a nice futuristic design. No, not that. Anyway, so maybe that actually might work out quite nicely. Or maybe we get like a very special bed made. You know, like, you know, Face Punch makes it. We'll see. Anyway, point made. That's a little bit more interesting. This does glow in the dark. This doesn't. You'll see that for yourself in a minute, because I'm going to jump in, showcase both of these skins right now. And honestly, please tell me, which one do you prefer? Is the toy bed, you know, the Racecar bed a little bit too childish? Or is the Cyber bed a little bit too plain? Your opinions, please. Let's jump in now. I didn't know which one to sleep on, so I just decided to sleep on the floor. Right now, the dumb Racecar bed, it has the most subscribers between the two. But as of now, it's not really that much. And a lot of people are kind of concerned whether this might be a copyright sort of situation. A lot of people saying, oh, it's Lightning McQueen. Well, I haven't seen this bed go ka-chow yet, so anyway, no. It is distinct enough that there shouldn't be any problems. It's fine. It's fine for what it is. But like I said, I was kind of hoping to see like an actual Racecar bed. Stabby has done a very good job, though. I should also point out, Stabby also made a what's his collection? Stabby's collection is the Brony collection, and he did make a Brony bed, but this is the one that was accepted, so if you're really hoping to see more of that Brony collection, I mean, yeah, it's a shame. Anyway, this is a perfectly fine, very bright and colourful design, looking very nice, and of course, how's it look at night time? Well, with the lights nearby, it is somewhat reflective on the front, like an actual car grille, so that's a nice little touch, and I'm sure you can tell, yes, this does happen to glow in the dark at night time in total darkness. Okay. Yep, you can see that yourself. Looking very, very nice. So, somewhat noticeable design, but I have asked this before, and I'll ask you again. Does a glow-in-the-dark bed really matter? Are you desperate for a glow-in-the-dark bed? Glows in the back. Doesn't glow on the sides. Does glow on the front. So, at the end of the day, offer your opinions. Are you impressed? Do you like? Are you going to be trying to grab one of those for your own base? Feel free to comment below. Now, of course, its counterpart over here, the Cyberbed, even during the day, very nice and reflective. Ooh, look at that. Look at the sheen. Is it comfortable? I can't answer that yet. Now, if I could just turn on the lights as well real quick, so bring those back on. Nighttime, please. I honestly was expecting it to be a whole lot more, like, reflective. I mean, yeah, it is. Look at that, look at that. Okay, looking pretty sweet. But you could probably tell this doesn't glow in the dark. So, if I could now turn off the lights, pretty please. Yeah, no glow. That might be a bit of concern. So, yeah. So, does it matter to you whether a bed glows in the dark? Offer your opinions. Which of these two do you happen to like the most? Feel free to comment below. But I am concerned still. I do expect a whole lot more bed skins to be accepted after these two. Is it going to be bad like the backpacks from last year to this year? Well, to this very point. Backpack skins first became skinnable, I think it was the beginning of November 2024. We just had another one accepted today, didn't we? I believe that's number 38. Let's hop out of here. I'll talk about more in regards to what I'm saying. I think we might be seeing quite a lot of bed skins being accepted in future Rust stores, and if we keep seeing them being accepted over and over and over and over again, yeah, that might be a bit of a concern. So in reference to large backpacks, they first became skinnable November 2024. I think it was the second week, but regardless. Since then, 39 skins in total in like basically 365 days. What? Well, it does include Twitch drops as well, but still. Could we see a similar like pattern of behavior with bed skins from, well, technically like, you know, October to next October, next year? Do you reckon we'll see like 40 skins accepted in total? Yeah, that might be a bit of a concern. But yes, how many of these are actually in the positive right now? Not that many. There's a whole lot more of them in the negative compared to the positive. And that very likely will be the outcome with bed skins in the future. Potentially. It is the expectation. I am expecting more beds. We know we're getting a Twitch drop bed. There will be more Twitch drop beds in the future. Come on now. Come on now. So, yeah. Basically, over the course of 5 weeks, we've seen 10 bed skins being accepted. Ha. Well then, yeah, well, technically, no, it's 6 weeks, but still, point is, we've seen quite a lot of beds. They aren't really holding up very nicely. Again, look at these two after a week or two. They are expected to drop off. So, yeah, awkward. But at the end of the day, if you like them, and if you want them, go ahead, buy them, use them, appreciate them, and sleep ever so nicely. But as time goes on, I can see the dumb Racecar bed being appreciated. I think Cyberbed could potentially work out alright. That right there, well, could it be a good fit? Or could we end up seeing a much more appropriate design to blend in with this? Or maybe. So, okay, you two, we'll keep an eye on you. You're both abnormal. We can use that time to our advantage. Cool, understood. Let's now move on and talk about the final two skins for this video. Well, technically speaking, we have 2 items as well. Swirled Crossbow. This is a collection continuation to the Swirled Sword we saw. We are not surprised to see that's gone down in price. All Salvage Sword skins, they just go down, and they're just not appreciated. Now this does have the Swirled Sword design on like the panels that go across. It does have some transparency. It's not a ton. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, and you'll see this for yourself in a bit. But it does have transparency. Now, early this year, we did see the Stinger Crossbow. Some people might instantly say, oh, it's good. No, it's not. You'll see it for yourself in a second, don't you worry. But yes, it does have a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to make that much of an impact. But look at all these crossbows. Stinger Crossbow with the transparency, pay to win sight, down by 15%. All of them have suffered as we've gone through September, October, November, the autumn-fall seasonal dip. But from here now, we expect some nice slow rises in price as we get closer and closer to, January time. But wow, look at the majority of them over the past few years. Mostly in the red. So, okay, maybe a smart barter might be the way to go, but also second lowest selling skin here, so. Okay, might be a bit of a concern, but anyway, let's hop in game, give it a good look. You can offer me your opinion, and then afterwards we'll show off the backpack. And here we are in game. Right, let's get up nice and close. So, yeah, it has some transparency. I'm sure you can tell where it is. As I said, it's like the blades of the sword there being used at the side panel. So, okay, cool. Fair enough. So, what are your thoughts? My thumbs are trembling. Do you see that? Anyway, I think it's fine. I've got no issue. Crossbows used to be very reliable. But, of course, as you might notice, they've gone down a fair bit. But how many of them really, like, crashed and burned? Not too many. When times are good, are they expected to improve? I mean, well, of course, most skins are. Aim down. You know what? I don't like that windmill. And time it right. I think I got it through. Get that nice little reload. Looking pretty sweet. But yeah, your opinions. That's not really an insane amount of transparency, is it? No. It is thinner, but not that much thinner. So yeah, you're still going to have quite a decent portion of it blocking your view and the horizon. So okay, fair enough. Now, some of you might say, well, what about at night time? Does it look good there? Well, let's go ahead and find out real quick. I'm running over more into the darkness, and I do not see it. Like, that is hard to see. I can't tell what that is. So, okay, fair enough. Not exactly super helpful there, then, unfortunately. So, let's now turn around. Pop back over to here. Try and strike a pose in a second. Is it that reflective? Well, the swords do appear to reflect, but not that much from this side. So, okay. Let's now strike a pose, as I said, and contemplate. What are your thoughts in regards to what you see here? After seeing all the other crossbows, I'm not 100% sure this is going to behave the exact same way. We've just gone through the worst of it in terms of prices. We are expecting things to improve from here now. If this ends up being... Well, if it ends up selling not that much, if it ends up selling like a fairly low amount, maybe it might actually work out quite alright for it. But we've got to keep an eye out and see what happens next. This is abnormal. We do have that for our time advantage, but I mean, we'll wait and see. And are we potentially going to see another collection continuation? Well, they did try for a bow, didn't seem to work out. What could they do next? I'm not 100% sure, so we'll keep an eye out, alright? Right then. Let's now go ahead and showcase the final skin for this video. How does he get away with it, chat? How does he keep getting skins accepted? It's that damn smile. Just too convincing. How can we say no? Well, I know what a lot of people are going to say immediately. That's like a gigantic target on your back. Ha 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 ha. I mean, yeah, in the forest areas, the green areas, the fields, the plains, yeah, that's going to be quite noticeable. That could be quite a concern. Now, immediately you'll notice it's quite reflective. Get a good look at that. Yep. But, are we surprised to see it's the lowest selling skin at the moment? We recently saw the miner hat being accepted. Unfortunately, that's gone down in price pretty quickly. But what would you say in regards to the possibility of getting some clothing and armor for this? Would you prefer primitive, like burlap and hide clothing? Or would you prefer like core pieces, such as hoodie and pants, tier 2 and tier 3? Offer your opinions. But based on what I'm seeing here, I mean, it's fine, but it is noticeable. It's very noticeable. Maybe that could be a challenge. Wear this, run around everywhere. In pretty much every single environment, that is going to stand out. So, let's just quickly make it night time. Get a good look at that. Just to emphasise the point that it is quite reflective. Yes, indeed it is. Get a good look at that. Get a good look at that. And then, of course, in total darkness, as you can see, it doesn't glow. But the reflection, the colour, it's still a big disadvantage. And I can't see many people wanting to wear it. Again, like, you might sit and say, well, why do you even bring up, like, clothing then? Well, Tomato said it's going to be meta when they release Mars map in 2057. You know what? I like that positivity. Good shout. But, yeah. For fun, for goofy stuff, yeah, I wouldn't say no. We've had plenty of goofy skins in the past. But is it enough to keep the price up? Is it even going to sell enough for it to be a concern? What happens if it only does like 5,000 subscribers? Okay. See, we have seen stuff like that happen in the past with an Easter skin. Perhaps we need to go ahead, look at the backpack skins once again. And, yeah, try and figure out what might happen to this. Okay. So we already brought up the backpacks a little bit earlier when we talked about the beds. We have got a lot of backpack skins. 39 in total. Over the past 365 days. That's a lot. That is a lot. But look at all of these. You got one red one there. You got a pink one there. And now you got like a very, very red one. Heart Collector backpack. That sold a decent amount, but that actually worked out quite alright. But then again, I do know quite a lot of people do like to wear the full like Love Struck collection. Wear it with that. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, some people do appreciate like being all nice and pink. Anyways, with that, what do you reckon? So far, only 2,500 subscribers. I'll give you a rough estimate. I don't think that's going to reach 10,000 subscribers. Would it help it out? I don't think so. Señor Tomato collection. As I mentioned, the miner hat did drop off. Hammer's doing alright. Rock's doing alright. Deplorables, but backpack. If we do start seeing more clothing skins being produced, burlap, hide clothing, or as I said, hoodie pants, tier 2, tier 3, maybe it might have a place. But one thing I should probably go ahead and like do a comparison of. Do you remember the Redemption collection? Initially it was just weapons only, but people really did like it. Then we got like the, you know, the armor. Never got the hoodie and pants, unfortunately. I have been asking. But it's still doing quite alright. It's not doing stupendous, but it's doing alright. And again, it's still November. Prices have been struggling. But the prices I've seen with these have actually, they've been pretty good. So perhaps red is okay if it looks nice. Do you like the Señor Tomato collection? Let's go with that. Do you think it's too goofy? Do you think it's too silly? Or is it just simply due to the fact that it's red? I've got to do a short video showcasing this and be all nice and serious. wear it with like Forest Raiders. Oh, you can't see me. Haha. Anyway, that right there, it's also abnormal. So, with the only skin this week that's not abnormal, that being the T-Box, there's a great advantage to be had. There's a reason why I said at the very beginning, make sure that if you're looking at these as investments, it's better to wait it out. Be patient, okay? But if you want to buy a skin for yourself, oh yeah, it's fine. Just go buy, appreciate. But investment talk, wait it out. Abnormals first. Look at the support. Look at the sales as well. Then you consider. So, in regards to abnormals, I've been saying it throughout all of this video. Let's just quickly switch back over to here. Let me point out here. Yep. This was the abnormal barders for the Halloween Week 2 skins last night. I did end up buying some things. So if I could quickly switch over to here. I bought skins. Yeah, make me switch all the way over there. That's useful. I buy skins for prizes when I do my streams. I bought 50 mummy wraps. I would have bought more if I could. I bought 50 hammer from hells. Hammers from hell. There you go. That's better. So, why did I buy that? Because after we did the abnormal barter support, when I looked at how many barders each skin had, when I saw how high the prices went, the hammer actually looked to be in a very, very interesting spot. We don't normally see that many hammers being accepted, let alone ones that glow in the dark. I also knew that with previous From Hell collection skins being accepted during Halloween, quite a lot of them did flourish. People did appreciate. You're always using a hammer. You're always building something. You might sit there and say, but we have a designated builder. Oh, come on now. You're going to still build things here and there. You're going to need a hammer. Hammers are always used, appreciated, but unfortunately, we just don't see enough skins. So I just thought, you know what? I have to jump onto it. I have to go buy 50. So if I could just quickly switch over to here, show you the previous week's skins. I just want to point out that hammer's actually in a very, very, very good spot right now. So after looking at all the information that was provided to me then, when we did the abnormal barders, I thought, yeah, it's a good thing to jump into. It's now listed at $3. Now, is it going to stick at that price? I don't think so. I think it probably will maybe be close to $3 for foreseeable future. But I do remember the behaviour previously with previous hammer from hell skins, and they did kind of rise up pretty quickly initially before. So I'm happy that I made that investment. But I needed to do the abnormal barders first to realise that. So if you want to learn about abnormals, consider watching the first 5 minutes of this video right here. Ruskin Abnormal Barders for November 6, 2025. Watch the first 5 minutes, scroll down, skip ahead to the Barders chapter. You'll basically understand abnormals. They become marketable before the roster even rotates. So you can get like an early insight in regards to whether the skins actually have like actual interest, whether they're actually going to likely retain their value. So if that sounds interesting to you, consider doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. We have gone through all the skins in the Rust store today. So, once again, I'll ask you, which of these skins happens to be your favourite? Which ones do you think has a very good chance of potentially being a very nice investment? I really did want to see more clothing. Maybe next week. So, just to repeat this once more, we saw quite a lot of skins being submitted over the past 2 weeks. Lots of very interesting, very nice looking designs. But, of course, only one backpack. But for all the people, you know, as I mentioned, we did see a lot of very interesting clothing armour pieces this past weekend. Cargo heli road sign gloves and boots, artist hoodie and pants. You've also got like Darkness Temple hoodie and pants, Sultan's tier 2. You've got a lot of very cool looking tier 3 sets. I really do want to see the lamp set. Not because it's mostly white, but no, it's just a cute design. Anyway, yeah, it's a perfectly fine looking collection continuation. Will it actually happen? We'll have to wait and see, unfortunately. And of course, keep an eye out. There will be more skin submissions. So keep an eye on the workshop. Could be any... no, I thought we might see something right there. So, all right, cool. Fair enough. Understood. But yeah, camouflage skins. Still, they elude us. Now, I just want to quickly add a quick little note. We were talking about the Sinotype collection earlier. We were talking about, oh, could it actually rise up in price now? Are things going to improve? Someone pointed this out to me. So if I could just quickly switch this around. There you go. Sinotype Tools. One of the worst performing skins in the whole set. It dropped down real bad, didn't it? It's still down in price. However, do you notice something? It's not as bad as what it was. You might notice it's actually spiked up a little bit. So, quick refresh. I think we've got evidence now that people are actually like, oh, well, Sinotype collection's back, and they start buying out again. Look at that, look at that. So, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that noticeable, but it is noticeable, like, as of recent. So, yes, this got as cheap as about $1. But now, it's rising up again. Now, you can't see the liquidity just yet. You've got to wait like a day or two. But I do think that's going to be rising up quite nicely from here now. And yeah, I do believe we're probably past the worst of it with the Sinotype collection. Next week, I expect another one. Next week, I hope to see another one. Next week after that, I hope to see another one. Could we go all the way up to 18, like we did with the Neon Storage Collection, the large boxes? All right then, cool. So that's everything that needed to be said. Lovely stuff. So that was all the skins from this week. Let's now talk about some extras. So if you were to go to the Rust store, we did talk about this last night. I was expecting it to happen, and it did happen. We have a brand new DLC. Technically, it's a skin. Technically, it's an item. It's made by Facepunch themselves. It wasn't made by a skin creator, made by Facepunch themselves, because they are the only people that are able to make things like this. All right? RPG launcher. I was contemplating, oh, maybe they'll probably make it like the Dragon Rocket launcher. So again, this was something they made themselves. Completely brand new mesh and whatnot. There you go. Very distinct sounds. Very distinct style. Like, yeah. A lot of people happen to like that. It rose up in price quite nicely. It was brought back again with Lunar New Year. Oh dear. But with the RPG being, released today, has this dropped off? It was already kind of like not super great anyway. So yeah, I bought 5 of these this past Lunar New Year because I thought that might rise up. Oh damn it. Anyway, back over to here. So yes, this was expected. This will be bound to your account if you buy it. All right. So you can't trade it. You can't sell it. It will be bound to your account. You may recall in the past we've had like a sofa. The factory door. Where's the sofa? There we are. Yeah, sofa there. You got like the factory door here. Would you agree, or rather, would you like to sit there and say, would you be happy to see more like skins, very special cosmetics like them being produced and put in the general section? Because that's going to be there forever now. They don't get discounts. They stay like this forever. Would you like to see more things like that? Retro Tool Cupboard. Yeah, Retro Tool Cupboard is another one. So what would you like to see? A random special skin like this, maybe every month. That would be like too bad of an idea. What type of idea would you have? What could I think of? Like, you know how a lot of people are like, oh, can we have like a ghillie suit? Oh no, people want the ninja suit. Why not give people like a bright orange one just to annoy them? Hey, if they did like another charity thing, if they offered the ninja suit for like $10, you know that would do tons of sales still. I know a lot of people got it for free, but that's why they don't want to give it away again. It was special then, and if you went around then, that's unfortunate for you. Anyway, RPG rocket launcher. Let's hop in game, give it a good look, and you can tell me whether you like it or not. Okay, let's whip it out. Plenty of brand new sounds. Looking pretty sweet. Alright, so let's just move over to here. Brand new VFX, brand new mesh, brand new overall design. Let's go throw one of these in there. Careful. Alright, clipped it in. Now this is me. That's when that's me aiming down. You don't go like all the way over, so okay, fair enough. Lovely stuff. So yeah, is that worth the price? What do you reckon? Is it $6 or $7? I don't know. Obviously I can see it in my currency, but yeah. Comment below if you know the answer. But yes, is it worth the price? Feel free to offer your opinions. Now I just want to quickly test something out. Whilst we have it out. As you can see here, we have the brand new Spoonkid and Blaze Armored Door. It's a kick drop that'll be coming out between the 13th of November to the 23rd of November. Can you actually shoot through here? Oh, you can! You know what? I never even bothered to try. Well, there you go. Cool. And, by the way, here's the brand new Armored Door. The first ever Armored Door for this year of 2025. Yeah, we haven't seen a single one since November. I already talked about it earlier. I've already put up some short videos showcasing and talk about this. The general drops. Even the brand new kit HAZMAT. I'd go through all the fuss and give you a nice little preview, but yeah. Just thought I'd show that off right now. Maybe I might show off one of the weapons as well. I mean, look in the description. You could probably skip ahead to that right now if you want. Yep. Quick look at night time as well. Looking pretty sweet. Quite reflective. And also has a look in total darkness. There you go. They stand out very nicely. Lovely arts. Very exquisite. So for just 2 hours of your time, for all the streamer skins, make sure you're watching them on Kick with your brand new Kick account that's connected to your Steam account. And I'll say it once again. Make sure you have your Kick account already set up. Make sure you've got it connected to your Steam account. So once again, I'll have the link to kick.facepunch.com linked in the description. When you go on here, if you've got your Kick account set up, connect account, Sign into your Steam account on browser, sign into your Kick account, get them connected, go through the details that it says, it will work, all right? This is all set up by Facepunch here, so don't worry about like the website and whatnot. 4 general drops, 10 streamer skins, just 2 hours of your time for each streamer drop, 8 hours in total, watching anyone who isn't one of these streamers streaming Rust on Kick. You get the idea. I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally called these Twitch drops. Anyway, I thought, you know what? I could probably go ahead and showcase this MP5 right here in front of you right now. A nice little glimpse. Because when these are actually revealed, I can go ahead and actually record my video. I don't want to showcase a skin that is still yet to be announced. You know, take away like the fun of it. You know, these people wanting to announce them and whatnot. So it might be Saturday, or it might be maybe Monday or Tuesday when I actually go ahead and upload said video. We'll see. But I don't really want to go ahead and showcase all the skins if these people have still not yet revealed them. So just trying to be like polite. That's probably the best way of saying it. Anyway, let's go in game and get a good look at that MP5. So here we have Ricoy and Dilazito's ever so nice pearlescent white MP5. Now, some of you might sit there and say, hang on a minute, Hedge. Didn't we just recently have a white MP5 Twitch drop? Yes, we did. And I'm going to compare them right now. So yes, for just 2 hours of your time, watch Ricoy or Dilazito on Kick between November 13th to the 23rd. You have 10 whole days to do this, and this MP5 can be yours. Now, as I hold it in my hands, ooh, transparency, a useful red aim sight. That would be good in every single environment. Yes, indeed. How does it look at night time, though? What's the night light looking like? That's not glow. I thought some people probably would have been tricked by it. Oh, okay. That's some good nightlight. What do you reckon? Now, just to repeat, that's not glowing. That's just good nightlight. So, yeah. Looking pretty sweet. No complaints here. Looking on the side. Looking pretty good. But your opinion matters. Tell me what you think. Now, if I could just quickly shoot once. Give it a nice little reload. Looking very, very nice. Yes, yes, yes. But as I said, literally like a month ago, we had another MP5 being given away for absolutely free. It was a Twitch drop. It was Sykkuno's Twitch drop. And I actually have it right here. So, do you notice that much of a difference? Yeah, good look at that. Here's Ricoy and Dilazito's again. Honestly, they seem to be fairly equal. Couldn't hurt to have both. So, yeah. But I do find it funny that we had like 2 in a row with nice pearlescent white MP5s with transparency on the aim sight. Nice red transparency. So, yep, this is Sykkuno's. And here's the new one. So, alright, cool. So, yep, feel free to comment below, offer your opinions. And, yeah, are you looking forward to all the brand new skins? We've got a bed. We've got an MP5. We've got various other things. But the green HAZMAT. The Kick HAZMAT, 100%. I know for a fact a lot of people are going to be super eager in regards to wanting to look for that. Wear it and whatnot. I need to show you a tweet. I have to mention this. The Kick HAZMAT, it's too good to pass up. The green design, like when you stand in a field, you do kind of stand out. But in a shaded area, oh, you blend in perfectly. Like this is perfect for the jungle. I can't express it enough. If I could just skip ahead, like just in the shaded parts of the trees here, I do have it at a slower setting. Yeah, you are just perfect there. This is going to be awful to deal with when everybody has this. So if I skip ahead to where we're in the jungle, you can't see me like whatsoever. So because I don't really want to add too much to this video, I'll just link this tweet in the description. You could go see this video for yourself. It's all like landscapes. You can see a lot. It is really good. Don't miss out on this. You could get that for absolutely free. A huge advantage, okay? So, feel free to comment below. What do you reckon? And as you can see, mini fridge. This is on the blog post, the Pivotal Die blog post we saw a little bit earlier. As you can see, we scrolled past this, but yes, the mini fridge has been introduced. It's supposed to be like an early game option and very suitable for solo players. Nice and compact. It does require power still, but one thing I have noticed, this actually glows in the dark. So let's go ahead, get a good look at in-game, and you can tell me if you're impressed. And here we are in game. What do you think? Yeah, needs a clean me. Ugh. Grab. Lovely. Perhaps in the future, this might become a brand new skinnable. I mean, we've got, like, standard fridges being skinnable. and we're seeing far too many skins for them. Perhaps we could see the mini fridge become a skinnable. Oh wow, beans. Okay. So it looks like it's insulation on the side and on the top. So yeah, looking pretty sweet. What are your opinions? And also, can I just quickly show you this? And at night time, do you notice it happens to glow? First of all, with the lights on, you might notice it's somewhat reflective, looking pretty sweet, but only on the front. And of course, in total darkness, it glows. So alright then, that's looking pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's definitely supposed to be like powered on for the glow, or if it just glows regardless, but judging by what I see here, I haven't got it turned on, I haven't got it powered on, I've got no like line going through or anything. That just happens to glow regardless. So I think a lot of people greatly appreciate that. Could it potentially become skinnable? I haven't yet seen the PlayRust Twitter account ask, hey, what brand new deplorables would you like to see become skinnable next? Assault weapons, tools, clothing, but not deplorables yet. Maybe it might be this weekend. Keep an eye out. So that's it. That's everything. I thought I'd just quickly showcase to you micro522.com, the accepted section. You can see like the overall score. The No Mercy Handmade LMG had a upvote to downvote ratio of almost like 6-1. So that's something. Well then, clearly a lot of people really wanted that. But the highest voted skin was actually the Sinotype Wood, so alright, fair enough. So, with the Rust store today, I can't complain too much. It's fine. I'll live. I'm sure I'll live as well. But next week, I certainly do hope to see some interesting clothing armor pieces. Now, keep an eye out with next month. For December, tactical gloves will become skinnable. We actually kind of found out about this, well, last month, because TGG basically announced it with the Handmade LMG. But we do not currently know what's going to be the new skinnable for January, February, March. We don't know yet. We'll find out soon, so keep an eye out. Now, over to here, just want to point out ice sculptures are expected to return, well, actually appear this year for December, because last year they were intended to be released, but there was some sort of issues, there was some sort of problems. They said, you know what, we'll leave it till next year. Well, that's now. So as we get closer and closer to December time, it'll most likely be the Christmas Rust stores. We're going to see these being introduced, and well, I wonder what weird things we can make with these. We'll wait and see. And with this, we don't know how long it might take, but it looks like we're actually going to see another building skin being produced. It's been like a year, hasn't it? But hey, we'll see, we'll see. So, Space Station. Does that sound like something that could be a high-quality metal design? I've got to brag. So, obviously right now, it's November 2025. A long, long time ago, Mr. Shadowhopper, after seeing what happened to the Brutalist building skin, you might recall 2 years ago when it was announced, it was originally supposed to be a high quality metal building skin, but no, people like, that doesn't look like a high quality metal skin. And Face Punch agreed, and they changed it to stone. So ShadowFrax asked, well, if we were to see a Brutalist design, what would you consider? 2 years ago, I offered this idea. Now, originally I said bunker, but then I also suggested, like, well, not like a sci-fi design, like in a spaceship and whatnot. Well, look what happened. Now, I don't know what it looks like yet. I don't know what this brand new building skin looks like, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure you will be too. I'm sure you're more than happy to spend another $15 or so for a brand new building skin, right? So, okay, fair enough. Now, if it were to be a high-quality metal skin, how many of you actually managed to reach up to that point, huh? Would it even be worth it? Well, for different types of servers, yeah, sure. Okay, so. Right, everything's all been said. I don't think we'll be seeing any more Twitch drops being submitted for quite some time, but we are aware that we are going to see Twitch Rivals in December. So we have the Naval Update, Twitch Rivals, and then Christmas. That's quite a lot, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of people turning up for that month. December is lining up perfectly. Have we seen improvement today? Let's just refresh. 94,000. So this month, will we compare quite nicely to October? Will we surpass it? If we're just reasonably close, I'm still happy. December is the one where I think we're going to start noticing a very big change. Could it be quite a lot of people? Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Right, so that is everything. Keep an eye on the commits. More things will be mentioned. We've just had the brand new Force Wipe. New projects will be mentioned. I will sit here and say this. A good few months back, we did see a mention of a Christmas sled. What does that mean? Well, keep an eye out. birthday is just around the corner as well. The 12th birthday for us, so we're going to get like a brand new cake and all that. You get the idea. First week of December, it seems. Sweet. So that's everything. Okay, well, that's a wrap. That's pretty much everything that needed to be said. Keep an eye on the commits, though. We've just had the November update. Probably will see new projects being worked on. However, it is the end of the year, but you never know. Are we actually see cows being mentioned again? Well, I'll go keep an eye out for that. But yes, new potential DLCs, new potential projects. Always keep an eye on the commits. Keep an eye on the Playrust Twitter. I'm pretty sure they might announce a new like survey asking what brand new deplorables you'd like to see become skinnable. And yeah, that's it. That's everything. Don't forget, offer your opinion. What deplorable do you reckon needs to become skinnable? What small boxes would you like to see being made next for the small props collection? And Sinotype. We're still not fully sure what most people want to see being made next for the Sinotype collection. Look at the prices for Ruskins now. If you've got the funds, it is still probably a good time to consider making some investments. Again, Sinotype's a good shout. And with Christmas skins, if you want to have like a really nice Christmas base this year, again, December, naval update, Christmas float, Christmas boat, you get the idea. Anyway, look for those Christmas skins now. They are expected to slowly start rising up in price over the course of this month. And once we roll into December, yeah, they're going to be reaching some higher prices, okay? So that's for your consideration. And so that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck to each and every single one of you. Keep an eye out. I will be putting more short videos up showcasing some, you know, kick drops. And if I get permission, hopefully I'll be able to showcase all the brand new kick drops over the course of this weekend. Thanks very much. Catch you later and goodbye.